Bungie has responded to criticism that if creators are too critical, they are blacklisted by Bungie. That mentality is what led to AAA studios being okay with releasing the crap we see today. They only listen to those that are supportive, and that doesn't help at all. So, Bungie responds saying the only folks we don't invite to the conversation are those who can't hold respectful exchanges when giving feedback, or those who lean into hateful rhetoric that goes against our studio pillars' code of conduct. I've seen numerous presentations quoting negative reception or conversation. We've held direct chats with a ton of folks who had critical feedback to make sure we understood the core of their words. We continue to listen, adapt, and change based on posts and voices we find throughout the community. Of course, we celebrate wins and appreciate positive commentary on what you truly enjoy within Destiny. We don't actively ignore critical feedback or solely focus on those who say positive things. Frankly, I don't see this sort of behavior from colleagues at other studios either. Much love. So there you go. Bungie's responding to it. Now, the one thing I will say in regards to Bungie giving creators special perks, special privileges, special benefits, is it does create an interesting dynamic where once you become best friends with Bungie, you know, it's even harder to be extra critical of them, right? You choose to be, if you're being critical of your best friend or someone you're close with, you're gonna, you know, choose to just say little or nothing, or maybe even choose to be positive, right? And Bungie has definitely gotten in bed with a lot of the content creators now, and they're very deep in that. So you've got content creators that literally make money from promoting Destiny TikToks, Destiny YouTube videos, Destiny posts. You've got the Destiny creators, right? They get free silver, they get given free emblems, they get free promotion on all social media. They get flown out to Bungie early, and they get to play the Edge of Fate early. You know, all their videos get promoted by Bungie, which literally boosts their numbers, boosts their subscribers, it boosts their viewership, it puts money back in their pockets, right? I'm just saying, like, you know, Bungie knows it's smart to make the content creators happy. It's in their vested interest, and they are doing as much as they possibly can with that, which is, you know, it's not something they used to do. They used to just be able to stand on, it sounds, I feel like this term has been used, but they used to just stand on the strength, the backbone of the game, is what they used to say. Destiny was such a good game that whether the content creators loved it or hated it, it didn't really matter. It was just a good game. They had invested the time, the money, the effort, and the continued effort to make it such a game, right? Well, now that the game is aging a little bit, it's losing its popularity, it's losing its population, and we've sort of, you know, vigorously shaken everyone's pockets, you know, in Eververse and drained them of as much money as possible. It's not looking as good. I think a good comparison to this would be Apple. I think an excellent comparison to Bungie right now is Apple. Apple made the iPhone, my goat, Steve Jobs. Shout out Steve Jobs, up in heaven, all right? Probably fucking, you know, doing some work up there. Steve Jobs up in heaven, turning heaven a profit. Steve Jobs up in heaven, you know, putting together, you know, spreadsheets and shit, you know, min-maxing business in heaven, I'm sure. Steve Jobs made the iPhone, and Apple hasn't really done anything since. They've just been making the same thing, copy and paste every year, and people just aren't that, it's not that interesting. People skip, they don't get the new iPhone every year. I'm sure the sales of the iPhone are going down. There's other phones that are competitors just as good. That's kind of where Bungie's at right now. Bungie had this like really genius idea. They're like, what if we made this crazy game? It's going to be like Halo, but it's going to be an MMO. It's going to be a first-person shooter. It's going to have loot. It's going to have PvP. There's going to be a raid. It strikes, like all these things. And it was a really good idea. And they kept innovating. They kept trying new things, more raids, new exotics, new subclasses. They kept pushing the boundaries, and they still do so a little bit, but not as much, you know? I think they got really burnt with Gambit. I think Gambit really cooked Bungie inside Destiny 2. They were like, holy shit, we fucked up. They invested so much money and effort into Gambit, and Gambit has been a heavy loss for them. SRL was a loss. SRL was a loss, but it was still cool, right? Gambit was a loss, and everyone's like, yeah, what are we doing? And since Gambit, have we seen really any innovation? I feel like they've played it really conservative since Gambit flopped, which is crazy because that was a long time ago. They've played it really, really conservative, you know? It's been the same, you know, cookie cutter type thing, but it's creative enough, right? Like you add Strand to the game and it's like, yeah, you know, the narrative sucks for Lightfall, but like Strand is dope. It's cool. Grapple's fun. You know, it's nothing innovative though. Grapple is just like fucking being Spider-Man. You know, this shit's been out forever. You know, a million other games have a grapple mechanic like that. And so they've kind of taken the very conservative approach year after year after year, which is smart, actually. So that way they build and build and build. But the problem is they're very scared to take any risks anymore. Gambit burned them. We're scared to take risks. Community is kind of shrinking. Just an objective opinion right now. I'm not trying to shit on Bungie or Destiny 2. It's just the community is shrinking a little bit. You know, they're struggling to get new players in. Edge of Fate is not bringing in anyone new, unfortunately. The Edge of Fate does not seem to be the game that's the expansion that brings in a bunch of new people. Maybe Renegades because of Star Wars? Maybe. Skimmers is literally just fucking, I think that's literally in Warframe, right? I don't know. Skimmers isn't that innovative, that creative, you know? I want to see something much more ambitious from Bungie. I'd like to see them try something that has never been done in another game, or add an element into Destiny that no one would have ever expected. I think they're too scared, though. They're like, man, if we invest all this money into it and it flops, then we're cooked, right? Destiny 2 is not flatlining, but it's not booming so much that you can afford any miscalculation, any missteps is what it is. You can't afford any missteps right now in Destiny's development. But the problem is that if you play this conservative game for so long, things get a little stale, you know? Edge of Fate has potential, though. I mean, I'm going to play the new raid. What's happened in Destiny has been a new thing, a new problem, though, which is just you get into the new content and then it gets old fast, which is weird. It's a weird experience because you're like, I'm excited at first and there's fun things to do at first, and then it just gets old really fast. And you're like, wait, I ran out of things to do, you know? It's like there was some good stuff to do and then we ran out so fast. Why did we run out so fast, you know? And it's because there's no depth, and it's because things don't have a ton of replayability. It's a rough time, you know, it's rough. But so now what Bungie is doing is they've become as friendly with the content creators as possible. They're literally paying content creators to promote content. Like, you literally get paid to promote Destiny 2 now. That's crazy. Like, you get promoted, you get more viewership, you get more subs, you get more followers on social media. They pay you in silver. They give you emblems, which the emblems build up your followers. Not that you can sell them. You can't sell the emblems. You know, they've been paying Shroud and other Moist Critical, countless others have been paid before. And that's not like a new practice by any means. It's just, you know, when you have to pay people to play your game versus make a game that's so good that everyone just wants to play it, you know, you're on the other side. You know what I'm saying? You're on the other side of it. You want to make a game that's so good that, like, everyone just has to play it, you know? And some games do well with that. Others, not so much. Yeah. Is doing better than this beast Nvidia's pulling. I don't know what Nvidia's pulling. What are they doing? Every game does that. Almost every game does that. Not, I mean, I guess, yeah. Well, here's the thing is that they see the ROI. So if you pay people to play your game, then you get an increase in viewership and revenue. And when you make billions of dollars, like with a B, paying a content creator, like throwing a content creator like $5,000 to make a TikTok or something, is right. Sounds like a lot of money. I mean, to you and me watching this, right? We're like, damn, $5,000 to make a TikTok on this fucking game? On the Edge of Fate? God damn. But when you got billions of dollars and you got, you know, Pete Parsons has a fucking 50-car garage, it's like, you know, they're chilling. So, yeah, promoted streams and stuff, you know, and again, other games do it. Once the other games start doing it, then you kind of got to follow suit to some degree. You'd hope that you could make your game so awesome that you wouldn't need to do that, though, right? We didn't need to do that for Destiny 1. Ain't nobody got paid to play Destiny 1. Nobody got paid to play King's Fall. Nobody got paid to play Rise of Iron. It was just that good. So I don't think that they purposely, you know, I don't think that they purposely ignore anyone. But if I'm being honest, though, for DMG and for Bungie, you guys need all the help you can get. I would just let anyone, I would be fucking working with anyone at this point. Anyone that wants to promote Destiny 2, throw them a bag, because it's looking bleak right now, all right? Get them all in here. Anyone.